would like to, first of all, say thank you to Imam. I am a teacher, so when I see a master teacher, I know it. And over the time we've spent together, one of the things I've had the privilege of is seeing the things in life through the eye of a master teacher to try and get the understanding.
Now let's talk about Tim Walz. The Harris campaign is desperately trying to silence rumours that he campaigned on stolen valour. A campaign spokesman, though, has admitted to CNN that the governor misspoke. I love that term, misspoke, when he talked about his time in combat. Here is a little bit of the governor misspeaking.
Sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at.
Carrying weapons of war. Now, Battalion Commander John Kolb, who ran Walz's former unit, is accusing the VP nominee of misrepresenting his rank in the military. Walz has claimed he reached the rank of Command Sergeant Major with the National Guard, but that doesn't appear to be the full story, Josh.
No, it's very much not. And you know, look, Tim Walz is obviously a liar. I mean, he should be thanked for the service that he actually held, but he should not be thanked for service that he egregiously and falsely claimed that he held, that he did not actually do. You know, and the craziest thing, to kind of yet again go back to media bias, which I guess is kind of our leitmotif of the show, but to kind of go back to that, the media has been juxtaposing Tim Walz here in America as this great military hero while they're doing that side by side with J.D. Vance. You know, you'd be hard-pressed to find any mainstream media article here recently talking about J.D. Vance's own military service. J.D. Vance served in the Marines in Iraq. unlike Tim Walz, he was actually there. He signed up to defend his country overseas during the height of the war on terror, unlike the guy on the other side of the ticket. So, this side-by-side comparison is really remarkable if the media actually wants to tell the correct story there. But, politically speaking, I'm wondering if this whole stolen valor story, and it very much seems to be outright an objective, egregious even stolen valor, I have to wonder if this is going to play in those Midwestern states in particular, those Rust Belt states. There are a lot of veterans in these states, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. There's a disproportionately large percentage of U.S. military veterans in these states. If there was any demographic, any voting group out there who ought to and really should take offense at this egregious act of stolen valor, it is veterans who actually did decide to fight and risk dying, frankly, for the country. So we'll see if it pays political dividends. But yet again, the media is doing their best to fluff it up and pretend like there's no big deal. But there is very much a very big deal here.
Oh, absolutely. This is an issue people care about. But you're right. If you Google this topic, the top search results are almost all gaslighting us. They're almost all presenting Walz as some war hero who's any questioning of his record is fake news. And then there's all sorts of question marks over Vance, who was actually there and who signed up to be there, as you said, at the height of the battle. Now, it's not just the American media acting as the Democrats' propaganda arm. Our own Nine papers have claimed the nickname Tampon Tim, which has been trending on X, levelled against Tim Walz, is actually backfiring because it highlights Walz's effort to combat period poverty by putting free menstruation products in Minnesota public school bathrooms. Now, somehow, Josh, in this piece that ran for some 1,000 words, the author missed the key point. The fact that Walz is mocked as Tampon Tim, not because he made tampons available for girls, but because he put tampons in boys' bathrooms in schools across Minnesota. I mean, I don't know how you write 1,000 words and somehow miss the key point, but that's the Australian media for you, Josh. Not much better than what you've got in the US. Thank you again for your time this evening. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Rita.